The revolution will be broadcast.
Does that sound exciting to you?
Hey, welcome back! Welcome back, Shadow Nation, to the one, the only, mystifying Oracle Radio. Your GhostMan and Demon Hunter show, Demon Hunter!
GhostMan,
What's going on, buddy?
I am looking at our Twitch website because I just received a text telling me we were on the air.
We're on the air!
We are on the air, and I got a text. I tell you, this high-tech stuff is incredible.
Hey, special thanks to all our homes, all our sponsors, Stitcher Smart Radio, Planet Paranormal, Attentive Home Healthcare, guys. Good people willing to help the ones you love. Here, if you're in Indianapolis, it's really going to help you because that's where they're located right now. The SWL Project, give some love, share some love today, guys. The SWLproject.com. Everybody needs some love. Yeah, thanks, guys. Paranormal A Radio Network. Thanks, guys, around the world for being so very cool, Nathan.
They're very cool.
It is. They are cool. Listen, I tell you, they're so cool. A big thing happened this week, Nathan. A big thing happened this week with them, right? Right? For us.
Well, Sean, men grow hair there when they get grown up.
Well,
you should be very proud of yourself.
It did take till I was 40. Anyway, no, I'm talking. Go ahead. Tell them all about it. The excitement.
The fact that this year, once again, on the Paranormal A Network, the GhostMan and Demon Hunter show won Best Host Team in the Zombie Beaver Awards.
Oh, we are Zombie Beavers. Official. We're best team. Zombie Beaver
best
friends.
host team. Yes, we are.
Yeah, well, that's... I'm just honored. What are we supposed to say, like at the Academy Awards?
They like me. They really like me.
The days of just saying, we were just honored to be nominated. Not really.
Are over.
Kiss my booty. I'm glad we won. That's right. Well, it's a big honor, guys. Thanks for all our listeners of the Shadow Nation over at Paranormal
Because
Radio.
you voted, and that's how we won.
You took the time to vote.
Thank you.
Hopefully you'll take the same time to vote for the presidential elections. We need your help. Anyway, have you been watching that? Did you see Jeb Bush dropped out?
I saw that. I was not expecting that, Sean.
They say
Folks remembered, not a political show, but this year the politics are almost as funny as we are.
I was going to say, it's not, politics isn't very political this year, so we can talk about it. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Yeah, I don't.
What do you think? Do you think Bloomberg's going to jump in the race? Bloomberg, former mayor of New York.
No.
Billionaire Bloomberg.
No.
I think he's going to jump in. I do. I think he's going to jump in on the Democrat side. And...
well, let them all jump in the lake with rocks that tied around their ankles because, it's crazy. But, anyway, that craziness is going on around the globe. What else is going on here, man? We got all kinds of stuff to talk about, weird and strange.
You want to know what's weird and strange, Sean? Today, I turned 45.
Oh, my goodness. Happy birthday, baby. Yeah.
I love the Shadow Nation when I choose to spend my birthday with all of you instead of getting drunk and having cake.
Well, I think
I'm just getting drunk with all of you.
I think we just have a problem. We're hooked on this. Hey, I got to say, one of the things I was... Well, anyway, we'll get into that whole Trump thing, alien conspiracy. After these words from our sponsors. No, just kidding. Tonight's guest. I had you going, though, didn't I?
You did.
Tonight's guest, he's an American actor, producer, screenwriter, and activist, known by most in showbiz as the hardest working man in horror. Over 40 years in film and television, known for such works as Stephen King's One for the Road, Bubba Hotep, Bloody.
That's blasphemy.
Yes,
you can't mess up that title.
It's a classic, Bubba Hotep. Bloody Bible Camp, and of course the iconic horror classic, Phantasm. Boy! That's right, guys. Tonight, Mr. Reggie Bannister is going to be in studio, the ice cream shotgun-toting madman from the Phantasm movies. Huh? Right here, guys. Only at the home of the mystifying oracle of radio, your Ghostman and Demon Hunter show. Nathan, very excited about
Yes.
that. Yeah, I'm excited
You know,
about that.
it was sad that Angus from Phantasm never got to come on our show.
Yeah, and you know what? We were trying to line that up, and Angus, he was ailing for a while, and, it just came up on him.
And rumor has it he had become quite the recluse. So
yeah, well, I think he suffered from a lot of different stuff. So, but anyway, I wanted to tell you, rest in peace, Angus. That was terrible. Hey, boy, who can't remember?
That was in that week at the beginning of the year where just everybody died. Yeah,
absolutely. Hey guys, if you're not live right now, you can go to twitch.tv/ghost and demon, not ghosts, ghost and demon, right there, guys. Twitch.tv/ghost and demon. You can get us on the Tweeter, or like the kids like to call it, the Twitter. You can get us on Facebook, Ghostman and Demon Hunter Show. Let us know. Let us hear your mind. Tell us what kind of guests you want to hear on the show and what kind of conspiracies are going on in your neck of the woods. We'll talk about it live on the show. We're supposed to have some things coming up this year. Comic-Con here in Indianapolis. That's something that really we were asked to go. And we haven't received any
shocking.
We haven't asked. It's not really shocking, considering we're a killer show out there, But anyway.
Yeah, but it's shocking that this is the first time for us at Comic-Con.
Yeah, well, we really haven't tried.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, but we'll be doing a lot more stuff. Guys, I tell you what, we are working towards the NPR, and that's the National Public Radio. And we're really trying to push to get G&D show. We're already pro, but trying to take it everywhere so you can hear it just like Coast to Coast AM and all those shows. The days of the big dogs controlling the airwaves are over because of shows like ours coming up the rear. Coming up the rear. Anyway, I wanted to say, but wishes luck on that, guys, NPR. But I wanted to say we sent a very interesting tweet out last week. Nathan. We did. On the Tweeter.
The Tweeter.
Yeah. But we did send that out. It was to Mr. Donald Trump from the Ghostman and Demon. Yeah. From the Ghostman and Demon Hunter show. And it was said, Mr. Trump, if elected, please, more consideration and focus on the American space program and full disclosure on aliens and UFOs. Now, we sent that to Trump. I have not seen any of those comments on his page. As of yet, world, no response to Mr. Trump. Please go to Twitter and get whatever his tweet is. Just look up Donald Trump and let him know. Respond to the Ghostman and Demon Hunter show. Tell them about full disclosure. What are you going to do to help it out? Did you see the tweet,
Well,
though?
I think mentioning full disclosure of alien activity, Sean,
That's right.
puts us in one of those fringe groups.
You think so?
And Trump's just not aiming for the fringe groups. I mean, most politicians go out and they try and hit the fringe groups and pull them in at the beginning so then they can focus on the core groups.
Yeah. Hillary
as
was
it gets
saying,
closer to the election.
Hillary was saying she's going to go for it, huh? Yeah. She said she beat Bernie this week too, but we're not talking politics, remember?
Scotty, beat me up.
Yeah.
Scotty, beat me up.
That was I'm ready to be beamed up. If she gets president, I definitely am. Anyway, guys, Nathan, did you hear the 6 secrets they don't want you to know? Yeah.
Please tell me, Sean.
Well, it was from our friends at Disclose.tv. The Truth Revealed. They always have fun, interesting articles. But I was reading, it says, even the dumbest person knows that the world is controlled by certain individuals. Some say they are the richest families. We've talked about that. The Rockefellers. Some say secret organizations.
No, that's not true.
With members posing as president's right hand. Some even say aliens in disguise. The truth is, no matter who, the 99% is controlled by the 1%, and there are things that the 1% would be happy if 99% never found out.
Okay.
Yeah, but that is for those individuals who steer the wheel, as the law says. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. People with humanity still in their heart leak some information. People who see things as they really are revealed conspiracies, and some of the little logic still in the head discovered the truth hidden from the 99%. Are you ready?
I don't believe in logic.
Well, here we go. High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, HARP. It's true. They're controlling the weather. The government is. What do you think about it?
Sure, because they can't figure out how to balance a budget, but they can figure out how to control the weather. All right.
Maybe that's why they can't. Maybe that's why we, how many, $20 trillion that we lost. Maybe.
Do you really think they spend $20,000 on a hammer, $30,000 on a toilet seat?
Oh, God, with the Independence Day quotes again. Huh? Yes.
It's coming, man. It's coming.
Anyway, they're saying they're doing that, which the facility that transmit high-power radio frequency directly into the limited area of the ionosphere, causing these terrible, terrible tragedies. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they talk about...
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I think that I wouldn't doubt that they're trying, but I don't think we're there.
Yeah, anyway, it also says you can control people's mood swings by this, or it's the frequencies, the high frequency pitches that's sending out.
That I would believe.
And that's why there's been a rise in depression and medication, Prozac Nation, buddy. Huh?
Medicate the whole world, make them dependent.
Here's one for you. Tap water makes you poor. I always thought doing an independent radio show made you.
Yeah.
Without corporate sponsorship. But who am I to know? I don't know. There's absolutely no need for fluoride in tap water. Well, for us anyway. But for the ones who want to control the world and make sure no one rises above it, fluoride in tap water is an essential element. Why? Let me explain a little bit.
Please do.
Basically, it goes into fluoridation. Fluoridation. How do you say that? Fluoridation was recommended by Edward Bernays, nephew of Sigmund Freud. Mind manipulation is written all over the foreheads. Fluoride is a chemical that has the effect on the pineal gland of our brain. Some call it the third eye. This gland is responsible for the majority of our emotions, as well as the serotonin and melatonin level. Fluoride keeps them in check, basically, Nathan, and it keeps us down. We are kept down by the man.
Well, I drink well water, so what's keeping me down?
Oh, that's terrible. It's the iron in your well waters. I don't know how you... Are you seriously on well water out there in the States?
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
It's wonderful, man. I don't buy bottled water. I just fill up bottles at my house and carry it around with me all the time.
What do you think about the chemtrails? Huh? They're spraying in the air all the time. You see the trails in the sky.
Oh my gosh. Is that really something people are worried about?
It's saying they're infecting us with cancer and everything else. Well, you know, it is a lot. I mean, there is stuff out there that they spray.
Oh, please. I used to run behind the trucks that they sprayed for mosquitoes with DDT. And there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. Sorry.
I was an inner city kid. That was the only fun we had in the summer. Here come the mosquito trucks. It was.
Right behind the wheel.
We loved it. I was like, getting back in the truck. Look at that yellow fog coming out of there. Yeah. So, seen stars afterwards. Might have had a slight cough, but it all worked out. You know what I mean? It all worked out.
Yeah.
Anyway, GMO is destroying all humanity. Genetically modified organisms. Plants, animals created through the gene splicing techniques. Biotechnology, experimental technology.
You know what? I don't see any proof that gene splicing works so far. So, no T-Rexes have walked through my yard. So.
GMO is taking God's dice in our hands. Yeah, it is the greatest disbalance nature has ever seen and will be our undoing. Well, how's that supposed to be our undoing? Because chemtrails and fluoride was our undoing, and so is tap water. Now, I'm getting, cloudy on our whole undoing here. I'm not saying there's nothing to this. Okay, here's number one. Music makes you competitive. Yeah. Do you know the 1955, Nathan, the International Standardization Organization, made 440 hertz. That's a scale that you measure sound, guys, with hertz. Mm-hmm. A general turning standard. They made 440 hertz a general turning standard for musical pitch. Before that, it was 432 hertz. Huh?
Yeah. What's the difference?
As you may know, sounds have the biggest impact in our thinking. 432 hertz makes the sound of music more harmonious, calm, promotes happiness and deep. Did you know that? 432 hertz?
I did not know that, but that's very interesting.
Yeah, because you hate music.
Oddly enough, there's something about that in masonry, and I'll have to look into that because, not that we would ever try to take over the world with music, Sean.
No, absolutely not. 432 hertz makes the sound of music more harmonious, where the 440 hertz is more energetic, faster. It is almost like racing. That would be the...
Gets the heart beating.
Right. It's more competitive, focusing on the details, the understanding of the things we can see. So why would someone, and most importantly, how, decide that 440 hertz is better than 432? That's the question mark. Huh? Because music touches us where nothing else can, where the essence of our emotional being is, and if you control what emotions, thoughts, the music promotes, then you work in controlling the world's 99%. There you go, Nathan. Things they don't want you to know, folks.
99% by 8 hertz.
Yeah. So I don't get that. Are you supposed to listen to the angry music, the loud, or are you supposed to listen to the 432 hertz, the mellow?
Well, you and I have argued over this for years, Sean, because you like the angry music and I like the mellow.
Yeah, but it said it motivates.
And you know what the difference is? I don't drink the fluoride.
This is true. You drink pea water from the well. Yeah. Where if a zombie falls in it, you'll get infected first. You'll be
dead. But if the zombie virus gets into the city water, you all get infected.
You all get infected?
Y'all get infected.
Well, that's interesting. I don't know.
My accent's coming out. Huh?
So what else is going on around the globe here? Did you hear anything about NASA this week when they released the recordings of unexplained music from the moon? The far side of the moon.
From the far side of the moon?
Hello, is there anybody under?
There is no dark side of the moon, Sean. Actually, it's all dark.
NASA to release recordings of unexplained music from the far side. I'm sorry, I said dark side. That was the name of was a Led Zeppelin album.
It was Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd, oh my God. We have to go off the air now, folks. Never to return again. I can't believe I said that, man. I must be stoned.
Well, if you'd been listening to Pink Floyd, you probably would be.
Yeah, we must be. We must be stoned. All right. Yeah, that's true. Just by listening to it, actually. Have you ever seen the movie The Wall?
I'm from the 70s, Sean. Of course I've seen The Wall.
Oh, my God, dude. It was just by watching it. I've never seen a show before, except for Clockwork Orange, maybe. But The Wall made me feel stoned, man. So maybe there is something to the whole sound thing, too. What's your thoughts?
I had that same effect from watching Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
You did?
Of course, I was stoned, so it made all the difference.
Oh, my God. Fear and Loathing in that's another one.
Oh, good grief.
The only time in my life I ever watched a movie stoned, and it was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Sean.
That movie made me paranoid, man.
And honestly, I had a total contact high from that because everybody in the room was sitting there passing the joints around, and I was my buddy's house that we were watching in, his windows didn't even open. He had like glass windows, thick glass windows, and they didn't open.
Oh man!
So I'm literally just sitting in a hot box, breathing this stuff in, and all of a sudden I'm realizing I'm watching them race motorcycles, and now he's sitting in a lounge with lizards, lounge lizards. Lounge lizards. Lounge lizard.
Well, I think.
Are you a pothead fucker?
I think clearly you are. No, we don't support drugs on this show, guys. But marijuana, I think it's safe to say.
It's evil, and it should all be burned.
It's going to be. It's already legal, guys. And have to.
I think everybody should just burn all the marijuana, Sean. Oh wait, they're doing that.
I think they should too. I think we should all gather around it and have big national smoke days, and even get off work for it and everything. So I don't know. But anyway, now we went off on that tantrum. I don't think we can talk about this stuff, man. Now that we're trying to get on the NPR and all that.
We got to be good.
I don't know. Oh, well,
would people still listen? Would you still follow us if we were good folks? Please contact us at contact at ghostandemon.com and let us know if you'd still follow us if we were being good.
Oh God, it's 7:21.
It's 7:21, and guess what time that means it is, Sean?
In the news?
In the news.
I don't know. I guess it is. Hey! It's always exciting. It's fresh. It's strange. It's weird, and it's straight from the G&D show vaults. And it starts right
now.
Hey everybody, I'm the GhostMan Sean B.
And I'm Nathan S, aka the Demon Hunter.
And here's what's happening strange in your world.
That's right, folks. It's strange news. News stories Sean and I pull right out of the paper because we like the titles. Of course, we haven't read them, so we make a lot of mistakes. Every time we make a mistake, you take a drink. That's the G&D drinking game. Of course, if you're listening to us while driving in your car, please don't play the G&D drinking game. And if you're doing anything important this evening, please listen responsibly.
That was good. That was perfect, almost.
Thank you. I write it down for just that reason.
You did write it down? Okay. Well,
No, I forgot to write it down. I wrote it down, and then I didn't have it in front of me, so I had to go from memory.
Boy,
folks,
we're going straight to the top.
A Nigerian astronaut is not really trapped in space.
Oh, my God.
Email scams from fake wealthy Nigerian princes. Have a drink, folks.
Was that where the guy was from Taxi? What was the one that passed away that... what was his name? Yukov?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, you do. From Taxi.
From Taxi?
Taxi.
Oh, you mean... Oh, no.
Thank you very much.
Nigeria's in Russia. You're thinking of Ladka.
Raka, yeah. Well,
Ladka.
whatever.
Yep. He was from some made-up country.
Okay.
Email scams from fake wealthy Nigerian princes promise a generous return if you pay it up forward to unlock the riches are a dime a dozen.
I got riches!
What's this? A Nigerian astronaut has been trapped in space for the past 25 years and needs $3 million to get back to Earth.
We have to help him.
This comes to us from the Huffington Post, Sean. That seems completely legit, right?
Yeah.
The hilarious message dropped into the inbox of the British website Anak last week and now is going viral.
Oh my God!
According to the email, Abach Tuda, allegedly Africa's first man in space, was left trapped on board the Soviet space station when the USSR dissolved. His other Soviet crew members returned to Earth on the Savoy T-16Z, but his place was taken up by return cargo. His cousin, Dr. Burka Tada.
Dr. Smirnov!
How come we've never heard of this? Poor man's plight before, as well as his secret mission. The secret flight is secret, of course.
Yeah.
So, pretty hush-hush then, huh, Sean?
Oh, I guess.
But don't fear, because Tada has received $15 million in salary since being on the craft. And since he's a spaceman, he doesn't need to crash the cash up on the ship. His wages will gladly go to anyone who will help him finance getting back to Earth.
Oh!
Ah, see that, Sean?
Putin!
I gotta watch you.
You gotta watch Putin!
I gotta watch you.
Way to leave your boy up there, pal. Way to take care of business. Anyway, blow-up sex doll serves as a scarecrow. It's a big turnoff for the birds.
How did I know you were going to pick that story?
Not just another airhead. Thanks, guys, to the Huffington Post. Weird, strange news for this little lead. Okay, here comes a humdinger, Nathan. You ready?
I'm always ready.
Maybe now the soil can get its rocks off. That's a way to open it up, man. That's how I would open up a story if I was a writer, a journalist. I'll get my shot. Maybe now the soil can get its rocks off. A blow-up sex doll serves as a scarecrow in Chengdu, China, watching over crops near a construction site. According to photo agency Imagine China, that's right, she wears a hard hat from a worker who reportedly owned the inflatable before it was claimed by a rapeseed
Have a drink.
farmer.
You pause.
Yeah, rapeseed farmer, according to the Irish Mirror. Wow, this is a pretty good doll here. And she isn't just full of hot air. The doll has been successful in scaring off birds. The outlet noted, well, at least the ones who aren't lonely.
Aww.
And she's fully anatomically correct here, Nathan.
Oh, well, see?
This isn't just your... I mean, she's seen better days. I mean, she's kind of weathered around the area. Anyway, a previous sighting of a blow-up doll guarding a field in Chengdu led one commentator to write, "Wouldn't want to walk past that at night!" Exclamation mark. The doll photos have blown up on the internet in China, the UK.
Blown up! Ah!
There you go, guys. If you have no use for your sex doll anymore, which I couldn't understand why you wouldn't, but if you don't They're always good. Hey, don't get your pie pans no more to scare the crows off. Grab your blow-up sex doll.
Hey, Sean, here's one you'll love. Man skipped work for 6 years, and no one noticed until he won an award.
Okay.
For 6 years, the building supervisor in Spain quarterly collected $41,500 in salary from his local government job without showing up for work. Well, it sounds like most of our senators.
Well, yeah, I mean...
And he would have gotten away with it, too, if he hadn't gotten an award for his 20 years of loyal service.
Oh, my goodness.
Jacqueline Grossi, 69, was recently fined $30,000 for his extended paid vacation from the water treatment plant in Cadiz. The maximum penalty government officials could deliver, the BBC reported. According to the department, the deputy mayor, have a drink, folks, Judge, have another drink. It's according to the deputy mayor, it was only Gassi who was due to be recognized for his hard work in 2010.
Yes.
That authorities realized his office was sitting vacant.
Okay.
I wonder whether or not he's still working there. Had he retired? Had he died? But the payroll showed that he was still receiving his salary. The deputy mayor told the Spanish newspaper El Mundo.
El Mundo! Hey, Nathan.
According to the locals.
Oh, wow.
So apparently he had to pay $30,000, and he has officially retired, Sean.
$30,000 he had to pay back to those people.
For the $41,500 he was receiving quarterly.
Well, you can't beat that. Nathan, we're running short on time. We're going to have to do a quick one. We're at 7:29 right now, but it's time for original G&D show series, guys, where each week we talk about that show we know we love, what we think is going to happen this week, and what happened last week on The Walking Dead.
Ooh, Rat Talk.
Time for Rot Talk, everybody. Nathan, real quick, big show last week showed us that show we love, The Walking Dead, is staying true to the comic books, at least for the last week's episode. Eyeballs out, people getting shot at, Negan's back in the picture. Everything's looking okay now. As far as okay, meaning the zombie apocalypse and you're on the run and your village is crashed.
You know what, Sean? We're rushing through it so fast we forgot to tell people. Spoiler warning, we are going to talk about last week and what we think is going to happen this week. So if you don't want to hear it, fast forward.
Yeah, and ignore the last stuff I said for the last
60
seconds.
Forget all that.
Anyway, what do you think's going to happen this week? Everything's looking up. Looks like they're kind of coming through the storm. Here we go.
Well, last week, everything happened I told you was going to happen, except I really was worried because remember I told you the end of the show I thought a major player was going to die.
Yes.
And then Carl got shot in the face.
He did.
But he apparently has lived. He's got a very governor kind of look about him now. But obviously, we're going to have to see Negan soon because there was a big boom, Sean.
There was a very big boom, and I think Negan might have heard it. I think it definitely shook those guys' ancestors.
And the really funny part is the end of last season when they got out of the truck. I looked at Chrissy and said, "They have a rocket launcher. Why don't they just blow them up?"
Right. Well, Negan's going to come in. He's a bad man. Everybody's looking forward. Do we see him tonight or no, Nathan? Is it too early?
I think it's still too early. We haven't got confirmation on what's going on with Glenn.
Okay.
So I think it's still a little too early to bring him in. We might, if we see him, we're going to see him at the end of the show tonight, Sean.
Okay, well, that's, I can do that. I'm excited about that, Nathan. All right, guys, once again, before we go to break, tonight's guest, he's an American actor, producer, screenwriter, and activist. His name, Reggie Bannister, best known for his work on Bloody Bible Camp, Bubba Hotep, and, of course, the Phantasms, 1, 2, 3... You name it, guys. Reggie Bannister in the house tonight here at the Mystifying Oracle Radio, your GhostMan and Demon Hunter show. Okay, guys, each week we play an independent band, one we know, we love. We support the little man on this show. Tonight's band, Nathan. Do you remember what band I told you that tonight's band is?
I do not.
You don't remember it?
No.
Well, that's terrific because we play bands each week, but we have to remember their names.
And you don't remember right now, and that's why
Well-
you were trying to put me on the spot so
Well,
that you have time
It's your
to find it.
job to do it. Anyway, guys, we got to take a break and get Reg in here. The name of tonight's artist, you guys know her, Kathleen Martin. Name of the song, Nathan. Shadow Nation, East St. Louis Blues. Shadow Nation, Nathan. We'll be right back.
Yes.
Hey everybody, it's Dean Haglin, Langley from the X-Files, and for some reason, you're listening to the GhostMan and Demon Hunter show. Trust no one.
Hey, welcome back, Shadow Nation, to the one, the only, mystifying Oracle Radio, your Ghostman and Demon Hunter show. Tonight's guest is an American actor, producer, screenwriter, and activist, known by most in the showbiz world as the hardest working man in horror. He's got over 40 years in film and television, known for such works as Stephen King's One for the Road, Bubba Hotep, Bloody Bible Camp, and of course the iconic horror classic Phantasm. Please help us welcome Shadow Nation to studio, Mr. Reggie Bannister. Reggie, are you on the line, sir?
Hey, I'm here, man. How you doing?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm great.
Dude,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on. I hope Gigi's doing okay. I hope everything's going good. You guys have had one heck of a week, and I just appreciate you taking the time. You guys do so much. Activists, man. Huh?
Well, I think everybody should stand up, don't you?
Absolutely.
For what they think is right. And so, yeah, we've stood up a lot for a lot of things.
Right. Yeah, you have, and you're back in the day of the peace. you got in at the, you got in at the good
You
time.
betcha. Peace and weed and and a few other things.
Oh yeah.
We just started discussing that earlier, Reggie, with weed and watching Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. So it's
There you go.
free the marijuana. Anyway, Reg, you've been all over everywhere, brother. I mean, you're an American actor, as I was saying before, producer, screenwriter, activist, and that's just naming some of the stuff you've done. I want to know, man, because a lot of people, they don't know. A lot of people say, one guy I was talking to tonight, he said, "Oh my God, Reggie, the ice cream man. The ice cream man. He's coming on." And you still got that. You've done so much. But how did you get in to the film, man. Did you ever think when you were a kid that you would make it this far?
Yeah, I always knew what I wanted to do, and actually my parents knew me very well, and were very helpful in directing me towards where I needed to go, and they were also very practical. So I knew that to be in film, to make music, and make money off of all those things. I was going to have to do a lot of day jobs in between.
Oh, we all know that, Reggie. We all know that.
Yeah. And so, I did everything. Of course, I move ice cream in Phantasm, but
and crack skulls.
But and I also did some stuff. I actually worked at a place in Long Beach, California. Beautiful, beautiful cemetery mausoleum. That's been there since 1922. It's called Sunnyside.
Yeah.
Which is funny because, of course, in the film, Don uses Morningside as the mausoleum cemetery, and we kind of developed that off of my working at Sunnyside Mausoleum. And if you seriously, if anybody that's listening that can hear my voice can be in Long Beach, if they're going to be in Long Beach, California at any time, they should really look up Sunnyside and go take a little tour there, because it's one of the most beautiful mausoleums I've ever seen, built in 1922, like I said.
We got into that a little bit, Reg, because Nathan and I, we started the show out for all things strange and weird, the horror genre plus the paranormal type stuff. And we've always been fascinated by, and that leads us, the creep factor, into a lot of the cemeteries. And I started getting entranced, man, by the history of the really living museums. And we learned how to do cemetery restoration, tombstone. And,
that's great.
Yeah, man, it was fascinating. I loved going to those places. It's like the stones are historic, and the angels and the all the statues and the meanings behind them. It's just amazing. Have you always been interested? Like, did you start walking in cemeteries as a young man, or?
Well, no, actually, kinda, because Sunnyside was a major influence in terms of, there's life and there's death. And in the death thing, Sunnyside is a major thing in Long Beach. It's a huge place. I forget how many acres it is, and it's beautiful. And it's artistic. They've got windows and stuff there that are, stained glass windows that are absolutely beautiful. Yeah. And then there's a whole lot of Long Beach people there. And so it's a really historical place. And I was really pleased to be able to kind of offer it up into the Phantasm series. And of course Don was beside himself as well. And it's just you turn the camera on in those hallways, and it's magic. That's the only way to describe it.
Right. Now, I got to bring up here, and I want to do it before we jump more into your amazing film career. Not only are you an amazing actor, sir, and director, and screenwriter, but you're also a musician, brother. You've had 6 musical albums, man. The rock, country, all kinds of stuff out there. What came first, chicken or the egg? The music or the acting?
Yeah, well, I started singing, back when I was, 5 years old or something like that. Yeah. There was a new store opening up in my neighborhood, and they were having this little grand opening thing. And I remember getting picked up and put on the counter. I think the store was called Anthony's, and it was a clothing store and stuff like that. And you could buy pretty much anything there, cosmetics, whatever, jewelry, and all of it. And they put me up on this counter when I was just a little kid, and I sang, "If I'd have known you was coming, I'd have baked a cake." Which
I wish we had that loaded.
See, Reggie, I started singing at 5 too, and by the time I was 10, they asked me to stop, and that's why I went into
Oh,
broadcasting.
cut it out! No, who asked you to stop? I want their phone number.
See, everybody.
They're all dead now.
Yeah, and then of course, it's kind of like life is like this in everybody's life. I think one thing leads to another, and if you really enjoy what you're doing, things happen. I got in a group called the Young Americans, which became fairly famous. We did all kinds of TV. We did I think the George Burns on the Hollywood Palace, and all this stuff. There was a lot of TV stuff going on. I was reminded of Raquel Welch just recently, and I met her and became kind of friends with her just briefly when we did a show together, a TV show together. So a lot of connections and relationships were made in my when I was just a little kid.
Yeah, I was reading off your bio, just off your bio alone, which I knew a little bit about this, but when I opened up the bio, you played with groups, Red Skelton, Robert Goulet, Bing Crosby, Carol Channing.
Yes.
Sonny and Cher.
Yes, Robert. Yeah. And that was all like, it was either television or live performances. We did some stuff in the Greenwood County Singers when I was in the Greenwood County Singers. We did some stuff in the gambling towns, Las Vegas and stuff. We worked with all kinds of great names, and it was just it was funny because I've been doing it all my life. So it wasn't like I was blown away about doing stuff with Robert Goulet or doing stuff with George Burns or just so many other wonderful actors, and Bob Hope and Bing Crosby.
Yes.
I mean, just absolutely. When I look back on it, it's amazing. But I just cruised through it. It was because that was my life.
Nathan, so what Reggie's secretly telling our listeners is that I Got You, Babe is all about him. They wrote it. That was it. A piece.
Well, I did. I worked with Sonny and Cher, by the way, as well.
Right.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. Everybody in the industry, I have to say, everybody in the industry that I've worked with, I've had a lot of fun with. As I sit here, I'm trying to remember somebody who might have been a drag that we could bring up right now, but I can't think of anybody.
Come on, you can dump the trash.
I can't start any rumors or things like that. Everybody was terrific, and they were very real people, and I'm still working with them. Everybody.
Well, I
that's
guess
still around, actually.
Nathan, ask him about the acting bug. You got to.
Well, it really, to me, I went to school for acting and theater, and my parents insisted that I have a backup. You had to have a backup if you were going to go to school.
Right?
Yeah. So I went to school for acting and theater with a backup of theater lighting.
Birdhouse building.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
So I backed up. My backup was a job that's almost as hard to get into as acting itself. Which they were thrilled then when I went to college and said, you know what, I'll try broadcasting.
Broadcasting. That's great.
Yeah.
But
you
get that bug, and I know I have this feeling. I'll go to a play or I'll watch a movie, and I'll watch somebody doing a role, and I'll just sit there and go, God, I wish I'd been offered that part. Does that happen to you when you're like watching something and being like, God, I wish I'd gotten that part?
Actually, it does in a way, in that, I love when I see somebody really deliver, whether it's in film or music. I go, well, that could have been me. But I'm happy with what I did and where I'm at.
Yeah.
But I really do appreciate great performance, and And I've seen a lot of it over the years. I mean, you have too, obviously.
And,
Well-
and it's interesting because we've had so many horror actors, people from the genre that come onto the show. And almost all of them, you look through their IMDb page, and every other thing that they do is a stop on like a cop show.
Oh, there you go.
CSI.
And
Yeah.
that's like paying the bills. Which cop show did I do this week? I've got friends who are now currently doing cop shows, and
That's like the big thing
Yeah.
out here, Nathan. It's that new show Empire. Guys at work, everything.
Oh.
They're all going to Chicago to audition for Empire, the extras.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's
and
all over the place.
you did a while back. You had a spot on L.A. Law.
Yeah.
But you didn't try and fill up your spare time with those cop shows.
Where was your 12
so,
gauge?
So how do you go out and you just keep finding all these jobs that keep you going? Or are people finding you?
He keeps people going now.
Yeah. I'd have to say that people find us, Gigi and I, and we get offers over the internet all the time. And we look at every piece that comes across the table, and I see if it works for me, if it fits, then we do it. We're going to be shooting a little film pretty soon in just a little bit north of us, up in Redding, up around Mount Shasta. And I'm looking forward to doing that. And it's an interesting character, and he just kind of comes in and blows up the screen, and then he's gone. But he makes it all the way through to the end. I look for things like that.
Spill the beans, Reg, for we'll have something to hit the horror sites with. Be like, Reggie Bannister said. Here's a sneak peek. Here's an inside. Come on, the conspiracies. Give us something. No.
Come on, the sequel to Bubba Hotep.
Yeah.
It's got to come, right?
Part 2.
Oh, wow. That would be really, really great. And I thought that we were going to be able to do a sequel to Bubba years ago.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, Don just didn't do it. And there's a lot of reasons, by the way, that you can either do or can't do something in this business. But I thought that because it was such a impeccable piece, and you can quote that impeccable piece.
I'm writing it down. Impeccable.
And
how do you spell that?
and we lost some people, and yeah, I don't know. I like Ozzy, who was fantastic. I'm so proud of being able to work with him.
Yeah.
And so sad that he's gone. And there's a few other folks that I'm sad that are not with us today. But I always thought that there would be a great second story being told with that, and it just didn't happen. So
I love the fact that even Bruce Campbell, when he did My Name is Bruce, has the kids driving in the car and somebody's making fun of Bruce Campbell, and somebody gets all upset with him and goes, well, wait, I like Bubba Hotep. And he goes, everybody likes Bubba Hotep.
Yeah, it was such a special film,
Well, I want to go back because, you've done so many things, but people that know worldwide, they know you by Phantasm. Cult classic. It's always going to be with you. You touched magic. The name of Magic Productions, Magic Incorporated, of course, the production Magic. That's probably where you got that.
Yeah.
What was it like when you got the call, Reg, to work with Angus and be on the set? What did you think when you first read the script? How did that happen?
Which film?
The first one, the very first one.
1979.
The whole series.
Right.
1979 Phantasm.
The very first.
Well, I had worked in a film with Angus before, but not actually with him. We did separate scenes. We did a picture called Kenny and Company, and that was my first adventure with Michael. and he was a kid, and I was his teacher, and it was a lot of fun. And we shot at this school that was, I forget where it was at, and it was like a junior high school or something like that. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I guess they call them middle schools now. Anyway, but we shot there, and then they shot Angus's scene at a different time, and so we were in the movie together, but we had never met. And it wasn't until the first Phantasm that we actually, got to meet and say, "Hi, how are you?" That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And just this year to lose Angus.
I'm sorry, what?
To just this year to lose Angus.
Huge loss.
Must have.
Yeah.
It must have, been a shock to not so much a shock, but a hit to everybody who had been in the films.
Yeah. Well, it's that's why people that have loved the series for a long time should need to see Ravager, and need to see Angus's last performance, because he was terrific, and we have a scene together where we're in closer proximity to each other physically than we've ever been before.
Yeah.
Because he's usually off doing his thing, I'm off doing my thing, and the results of him doing his thing is what I have to deal with. But in Ravager, we really get in each other's faces. I mean, literally. Wow. And so I think people have a lot of fun seeing that.
Definitely got to check that out. Now, the Phantasm series, the movies you were in, who hasn't when we were kids, going to the funeral homes, your parents would drag you around, you always wondered what was behind this door or what was down this hallway, and you guys captured that with all the Phantasm movies. How did you prepare? Because you were amazing. How did you prepare mentally? Because people have said, dude, Reggie Bannister just goes out there and he's himself. He doesn't act, he's himself. I mean, is that just you?
Yeah, it has to be you. You know what I'm saying? An actor has to become, as an individual, has to become that character that he's playing or she's playing, and that's the only way to sell it. That's the only way to make it real. And so I just became Reggie, the ice cream man, that becomes Reggie, the hero. Running around with a four-barrel shotgun? Get out of here.
How did you hold on to that?
I mean, it was amazing. And so you just become that person, and that's what acting is really all about. If you have a good acting coach, or if you have a good acting teacher, anyone who can hear my voice right now, if you're, go to a city college and get in their theater arts program, because that's a terrific way to learn. When I was coming up in acting, there was a lot of playhouses, like where playhouses. I know that sounds like a little kid thing, but there were places where you could go. They had a stage. They had maybe as much as a 200-seat auditorium, and you would act. And the audience was right. I mean, you'd be within 2 feet of the front row of the audience. It was amazing. And so you had to really cut off, the audience from what you were doing, because it was so real and it was so wonderful. And so, Pasadena Playhouse, and, I did some stuff there. I did some stuff at the Long Beach Playhouse, actually a few things there. I did a musical there, and stuff like that. And I was ready to rock anytime anybody wanted to give me a call. And, hey, guess what? I still am.
Yeah, and you called
I remember years ago doing lights, because obviously that was my backup, at a small theater in a round. And the stage was very low, and the front seats in that small theater actually were right up against the stage. And when the actors walked out, and one of the people who had was in the first row had their feet up on the stage. And the actor walked by and stopped and turned around and said, "Are you in this play?" And the guy said, "No." He goes, "Then get your feet off my stage." And they went right back to doing the show.
That's so funny. Yeah, I know, and really that was the way it was, and it was so personal. And your performance was. I mean, everybody was there. I mean, they were so you could feel them, really feel them, because you could see them, and you had to try and put up that third wall, and just do your deal. And so that's kind of those are the kind of places where I really learned how to act, and it really taught me a lot. And I wish there were more places like that, more playhouses around that young people could like get into theater and feel the real presence of the audience, and yet, like I said, put up that third wall and go for it. Become that character and act that character and sound like that character, and whether you were whispering or you were screaming, it was always wonderful.
Reggie,
Now,
because you're...
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
Because you're one of my favorite actors, I admire you so much, and your work that you've done and what you continue to do. I always thought of you as the cool younger uncle that I felt a connection with, because, man, you rocked. You played the guitar in the movies, and you got to do it all. You were more laid back. The whole world's blowing up. There's balls floating around, piercing people in the head, and you're like, groovy. It's cool. We got this. But we had actor Scott Wilson on. I know you know Scotty from The Walking Dead and God, everything, Exorcist 3. He did a bunch, and he came on and he said, well, different roles, you prepare differently. And I had asked him, do you look at certain films from your past when you're preparing and try to pull from those? And he said sometimes an actor will, go back to their childhood or whatever, of the scene they've seen in a film or a film they really loved, and draw inspiration from that. With the Phantasm, or any iconic movie that you've been in, a number of them, what do you think? Was there any time from a favorite film you grew up with maybe that you pulled some of that character from, some of the passion, excitement?
Oh, I'm sure, absolutely. Probably, one of the films that I really, really loved, and I've said this before, was Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh.
Because, that number one, I loved all the actors, and number two, the story was fantastic, and number three, it was all about these people becoming other people, but very subtle, very psychological, and I thought, well, that really is, that story is really about acting.
Right.
I'm going to invade this personality, and I'm going to become this personality, and when you break down personality, it's really kind of interesting, because that's a human being. That's how we represent to each other who we are, and so I think that's a big part of acting. In fact, I know it's a big part of acting, and that's what I do, and I think that's what a lot of my actor friends do, or the ones that I think are really great, and people that I think are great. They receive another personality. They're able to actually portray another personality, and that's what's great about acting. You become this person, and so it's pretty cool. The one thing about it is, sometimes you have to be able to walk away from it as well, as what I'm trying to get to.
Right.
If you're going to play a serial killer, and you're going to really play him well, then when at the end of the day you have to be able to walk away from that, obviously.
Right.
Fortunately, the Reggie character in Phantasm is just kind of an everyman's man, really good guy, and so I don't have to walk too many steps away from Reggie in the movie.
Right.
Because that's who he is, and that's the way that's what he's selling. That's what everybody would like to be. They'd like to be, cool, but still human, fumbling around a little bit, but being able to find their way. And I think that's what Reggie the Ice Cream Man, or Reggie the Phantasm guy, it's almost a psychological approach to being human and to becoming who you need to be. And so that's one of the things I've always really loved about the character is he does better psychiatry than psychiatrists.
Yeah.
Now, Reggie, you can correct me if I'm wrong with this.
Okay.
But rumor has it that Phantasm actually came about because you approached Don to do Ray Bradbury's Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Kind of did.
Oh.
It kind of did. I really loved that story, and I thought it had everything that we're talking about in terms of grabbing people and going and the realistic fantasy, if you will. I know that sounds like a conundrum, but there really is a realistic fantasy that you can bring to the screen. I think that's what filmmaking is all about. But Something Wicked had all the elements of that, and I really pushed on Don. Don, come on, you read this and let's do this. Let's do this as a film, and I think it had he did read it, and it had a big, it gave him a perspective, I think, on Phantasm, and what he did with Phantasm was, it was like Something Wicked, only it's Phantasm, and it's amazing what he did with that concept and what we did with those concepts.
Yeah.
And did you know
absolutely
early
amazing.
on it was going to be a classic? Did you know? Because you even got your family, your parents were in one of the scenes.
Yeah, my folks, I got them involved in the funeral service stuff and the burial thing, and they were happy to be involved, and they loved it as well. My mom and dad were very hip. My mom was just, I don't know, she's from Texas. She was from Texas, grew up in Texas, and was just a terrific human being. She just understood humanity, and she also understood, which was far out, but she also understood the show business kind of thing, because my dad had been a dancer with my uncles in kind of like little off-Broadway things, live performances. And so, they had a history in entertainment, and I just kind of grew up with that, and so it was just kind of natural for me to just do what I did. My brother, he was in bands and stuff. He played trumpet, excellent trumpet player, and so we all were kind of in this thing together, and we just we just got fortunate that the things that we thought were cool, other people thought were cool, and they did well, like Phantasm or Kenny and Company, or when I first started with Jim the World's Greatest with Don. That was my first film, and first professional film and performance, and got to work with Greg Harrison. Gregory was terrific.
Wow.
And and that's out there. So anybody that wants to see that first film that I was ever involved in, I don't know, they can pick it up somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Now, hey Reggie.
Amazon. There you go.
There you go. You're getting help from the background. Hey, what's going on here? I don't have no helpers. I need Gigi over here.
Gigi, they said they heard you in the back. You just got a big smile.
I loved it. She's on the sidelines. You gotta love Gigi. But
hey, that's like the day we had Max Brooks on talking about World War Z, and when it was done, we said, "Hey, say hi to your dad, Mel, for us." And he said, "Oh, he's sitting right here." And we were like, "What?"
Yeah. But Reggie, I know we kept you over, brother, and we're going to ask you to hold on the line 1 second while we close out the show. But I gotta ask, what is next for our listeners? What's going to happen with production magic with you and Gigi? I know you got the project coming out. Where can people see you, catch you, all that good stuff?
Okay, cool.
So he's asking, where can we
see
you?
Where can we see you next, Reg? Like if our fans, Horror Hounds or anything like that coming up?
Well, Gigi has gone back to college, and she's taking all these film and video classes. And I've college these days, and she's at a junior college. She's at RCC, Riverside Junior College.
Nice.
And she's in film classes, film and video classes. But it's really interesting because she has kind of become, an instructor in her own class. Because who has,
right?
She's got a great instructor who just lets her go wild. And so she wrote this little short. It's a short, and it's like 20 minutes, a little over 20 minutes, a few seconds over 20 minutes, called "The Intruders." She cut it back to 12 for festivals.
There you go.
But it's called The Intruders.
Smart. I just got done talking to somebody saying you need to keep it under 15 minutes.
Yeah, there you go. And so it's a beautiful little piece, and we shot it up here in the mountains, up in the San Bernardino Mountains, at a friend of ours' ranch, and it's terrific. If you recall, the Twilight Zone, and it was a piece called "The Invaders," with the actress Agnes Moorehead. How could I forget her name?
Okay.
Terrific actress, and she's in it all alone. I don't know if you recall it, but she's freaking out because aliens are landing on her roof.
And they're the little tiny aliens, right?
Yeah, aliens, and it's got a very twisted end to the story. I won't give it away, but everybody should see her in that because it's an amazing performance. And then you need to watch The Intruders, and which I think we have on Connect. Online, I think on Facebook. I'm not sure. Hold on.
Official Intruders on Facebook.
It's on Facebook?
Yeah.
This is so cool. They're just talking. And
we get to talk to Gigi, too. I love it.
Okay, so you check out, our Facebook, stuff, and there'll be you can just tap on The Intruders, and it'll amaze you when you see it. We stuck really close with the Rod Serling script, and I even kind of play Rod Serling, introducing the piece.
I could see
and
that.
then coming back at the end and summing it up, and it's a beautiful little piece, and I hope everybody within the sound of my voice will get on Facebook and go see The Intruders.
I could imagine that, Reggie, with you as Rod Serling. Imagine a world, if you would, full of pot smoking and free love. I'm kidding. No, I'm all for that.
Yeah. Well, I know. Well, I was growing up. I was a Twilight Zone freak.
Oh yeah.
And it was so much fun to do this, and Gigi was so brilliant turning it into this little 20-plus minute piece, or a 12-minute piece, and we've actually got two versions of it, but I think that it's the 12-minute piece that you can just flash on and on Facebook. So
it's really interesting, Reggie. Rod Serling used to teach a school on writing, here in Connecticut.
Rod Serling?
And
Oh.
I have some of his original textbooks that the students would use in the Rod Sterling School in Screenwriting
Serling, yeah.
from here in Connecticut.
yeah.
And it's I'll never part with them here. You know, it's
Oh yeah, no, I can dig it.
I picked them up at a book sale of all things. So it's
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I
But,
tell you what,
yeah.
Reggie, we've kept you over, brother, and you're an amazing actor, and you're an amazing person. And I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, brother. Could you stay on the line 1 second while we pay these bills?
Oh sure, man. Go ahead.
You rock, dude. Guys, Reggie Bannister, Phantasm, Bloody Bloody Bible Camp, Bubba Hotep, and so much more. Make sure to check out the Ravagers. Ravagers? Ravagers.
Ravagers.
Ravagers. Yeah, you got to check them out on Reggie's Facebook page and Gigi's Facebook page. You can see it on.
Yeah. You betcha.
That's
We
it.
love
man.
you guys.
Love you too, brother. Stay on the line 1 second. Nathan, what are you saying? We knock these bills out, brother?
No, I want to stay on the phone with Reggie all night.
Yeah. When do you get to talk to a horror icon like Reggie Bannister, everybody? Hey, you hear the music. Special thanks to all our homes, all our sponsors, Stitcher Smart Radio, Planet Paranormal, Attentive Home Healthcare. If you're an indie, they want to help you. Give them a call, attentivehomehealthcare.com, Twitch, TV, YouTube, iTunes, guys. We're everywhere. Just check us out. From the haunted back roads of America, this has been another exclusive G&D Show interview. Don't go changing America. You know we won't. Demon Hunter.
Because we love you.
Night, guys.